Sup? Welcome to the next episode of Jammin with Jake Parks. This episode, I'd like to talk about slight modifications to maybe not so expensive guitars. You just want them to play a little better and sound a little better. And also, what was in the box? Yeah! I'd like to give a shout out to Antonio Ford of the Ford Music Center in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. I stopped in his shop to pick up a tube screamer. And I seen this hanging. I picked it up and I was like, yeah. I love this thing. Let's take it home and do some work. So a couple of things that I did to this guitar. Off the bat, I noticed it was hanging. The nut was actually sticking out a little bit, like up here. It was crooked for some reason. I soon found out why. Whoever set the nut, this string was so far over the tuner peg that it was pulling the nut this way somehow. So I installed this little retentioner thing off a fender because once I reset the nut, it was popping out of the slot. So I kind of installed this to hold it in place so it quit slipping out of the groove there. And to do that, I broke out the handy dandy soldering iron. Nothing expensive. This is all stuff you could get at a garage sale. Your grandpa probably has it. Yeah, I don't even think I paid for this. I think I just got it from maybe my Uncle Tom or something. Yeah. All you got to do, if you're trying to replace or reset a nut on your guitar, if it's, not a metal one, but if you got like a plastic or a bone nut, you can literally just get your soldering iron out, touch it on the side here, go around and warm it up, and it's just glue holding it in place. A little bit of Elmer's glue or wood glue will hold that in place. You will heat the glue up, and I cleaned it up a little bit and put some new glue in there, reset it, let it cool and set, and then I put the strings back on it. And then I'll reset the string height. And you can go on Amazon or eBay or even Guitar Center, where I got this one, and get yourself one of these little gauges to set up your strings if you're struggling on your setups and you can't quite figure it out. All the information's on the internet to do this stuff. Yeah, you just pretty much tells you how to do it right on the card. You hold the first fret down and stick this little bad boy in there. And it's got little markings on it that tells you where your height is. Boom. That's all I had to do pretty much for this guitar. All the electronics worked fine, except for I had to add an additional spring in the back because the tremolo was pretty weak. So if you're ever on the marketplace or anything and someone's getting rid of like spare parts, pick them up. A lot of people give them away for free. I have this whole box of stuff. I got volume knobs, tuners for days, little bits. I got acoustic guitar pegs, bridges, more tuners. I got pots and pickup selector switches, bridges, whole bag of just different screws. I got old pickups. I'm a Duncan guy, so all these old pickups are just sitting in a bag, but you never know when the next kid's gonna come along and want a guitar, and maybe they have a guitar and it just is a little bit poopy. You can give it the next step up. It might not be a Duncan, but it's gonna be better than what they have. So it's good to have little parts laying around. And I have boxes of just little tools, stuff I didn't even buy. So it's good to have spare parts laying around. Let's see how this thing sounds. All right, so we got this thing plugged in. I'm running straight into the PV Classic 30. There's tungsten tubes in the preamp, and what else is in there? I don't know. Then there's the basic JJs in the power section. Nice clean sound. I noticed with Strats, I was watching a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan. So usually I'm a Les Paul guy, I'm picking down here, down by the bridge. get a lot more if you move your picking up towards the neck. It sounds so much better. Like you can hear. Another thing you want to think about, if you haven't set intonation, down here on the bridge, there's screws. Sorry for the cord. There's screws to go back and forth. You kind of want to match this 12th harmonic with the 12th fret. Now it's not perfect like this. One's a little out, this sounds a little bit. So I would take a Phillips head screwdriver down in the back of these screws and adjust this saddle up or down till they match. And then your guitar will be it. You'll be playing and it'll sound like it's out of tune. But when you play open on your tuner, it'll say you're in tune, but when you play it sounds like you're out of tune. That is because of your intonation. So adjusting these saddles up or down helps your guitar be all around in tune. Let's try this thing with some gain. All right, we're switched over to the gain channel. You can kind of hear the little hiss in the background. That means it's time to rock. So I found out with Strats, usually if you keep the volume down low on your gain channel when you're playing, and I'm in the 4th position here, I guess. Broken up sound, and when you want to crank up the whole way, you can do that. But staying low just to mess around, doing some rhythm. My settings are usually about 1 or 2 o'clock on the bass, mids, and trebles. And then I think my gain's maybe closer to 2 or 3 o'clock. Probably 2 o'clock for this song. Yeah. So let's move on to the next guitar. Let's let her rip, Tater Chip. It's time for a dip. Always got to rip a dip when you're tinkering around a little bit. Yeah. So, this guitar is very special to me and to a few people. This guitar, bass guitar, this Ibanez sound gear, belonged to a family member that passed away, Mr. Terry Lowers. Shout out to Colton and Karen. Haven't seen you in a while. But I'm getting ready to put Duncan quarter pounders in this, and I will had some of my spare parts in the box. Imagine that, right? Spare parts in the box. And I come to find out, when you are putting tuners on a guitar, you should make sure you have the right ones. Now, these are the right ones, but unfortunately, there's left and rights. And, I got 3 lefts and 1 right. So, Amazon is sending some Music Lily tuners. They're only $20. You'd be surprised. You don't have to get the Grovers and spend $100 on a pair of tuners. The Music Lily ones are pretty much the same as what comes on these stock guitars. So, these are pretty easy to install. They come with a little... Usually you just, there's a cover nut here, it screws down in. There's a little washer that goes with it. You can see on the back of the guitar, there's a bunch of screw holes from the old tuners and stuff that were on there. Just pop it up in there, like so. Put your little washer on there, like so. And you just slide that little bad boy right down on there. Make sure you don't cross thread it, or you're gonna have to buy another tuner. Do that times 4, and you're good to go. Hey, there's little baby screws that go in there to hold that little baby in place. Pop that bad boys in there. Oh, let's find out what was in the box. If you were here last week, I said, I know what's in the box, but you don't. This was what was in the box, actually. I just ordered a case for it. But what's inside the box is that's the case in the box. Let's find out. If you're my Facebook friend, you've seen that I scored this bad baby jammy. Okay, who wants to hear what it sounds like? I kind of do, I already know, but I kind of just miss it, and I need to hear it now! Well, since we're playing a blacked out Explorer, why not play some Metallica? And then the... something like that. Anyways, I love this guitar. This is the Epiphone Explorer 58 Goth edition. It's a really good time. Whoever had this loved it. They put the Zakk Wylde EMG Active 8185s in it, and it's just... wow. I love it. I love it. Maybe you can love it. It might be on the marketplace pretty soon. The last segment of this video is all about the AMERICaster, my custom Squire Strat amazing deluxe custom shop. With some masking tape, a silver Sharpie, and some glow-in-the-dark stars off your kid's ceiling. You know, you could have the guitar of your dreams without calling the Fender Custom Shop. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things I wanted to do still. Like, I want the bridge to be black instead of chrome. So I took the springs out, popped it loose, took the screws out of the little holes here. And what I'm going to do is pop these saddles off and put them on here because 2 different bridges, Ibanez, Fender style. It doesn't really fit on the guitar. But I could use the saddles and make it black. I had to swap the neck out because the frets were all messed up on here, popping up out of the sides. And my buddy Joey had a neck at his house. I swapped it out, and it didn't really fit. I took the saddles down as low as they could go, and there was still a little bit of gap. I wasn't happy with it. So some things you could do, like that, is pop off your neck plate. And if it's not feeling like it's sitting right, what I like to do is I'll get an old, like, credit card, not quite credit card, but like, here's an old AutoZone card. You can see I've chopped it up. I take an old card and I'll make little slots in it and I'll drop it down right in there. And they call this shimming the neck. Like little notches so your screws can go through it. when you set your neck back down in there, this part of the neck will sit up just a little bit higher, and then you get a little bit better action, I think. I did that with that silver Mako as well, and I've done it with some Jacksons. Just seems like it's, I don't know, it just plays better. But yeah, do that, and then when you're swapping out pickups, then you got these kind of pick guards that don't take the Seymour Duncans, humbuckers, or whatever, you know. You can take a drill bit and route that out, like I have, like so, or just order another one. I just ordered 2 humbucker pickup cover, plate, whatever, for $12 on Amazon. I sure did. We're gonna get ready to slap in the Seymour Duncan trembucker and jazz and let this thing scream. We're also probably gonna put in 500K pots instead of 250. Their 250s are for the single coils, 500s for the humbuckers. Yeet, 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 skirt, skirt, yeet, skirt, yeet. And there we have it. The AMERICaster. Oh, man. Little stank on it. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. I know that video was kind of long. I'm just having a lot of fun. I hope you are too. I wanted to give some shout outs to Bill Damiano at the Pennsylvania Rock Show, 97.7, the Butler radio station, the Butler Rock Station, yeah. Shady Lady Productions, Mr. Utah Burgess. Thank you for all that you do. Guitars for Vets. If you have not checked out this program, get informed. It's an amazing program. Get on board, yo. Once you start diving into these things, if you're interested, you'll see the plethora of bands, the whole music scene, the help that they offer in the community. It's an amazing thing. And just another piece of advice. I'm mostly aiming this for beginners or young kids because why not pass this knowledge down? I know it's out there, but hey, why not have some fun and maybe watch my videos? You might learn something. So I know I'm not a pro by any means. I don't have a shop. I do this in my house. And a lot of people ask me, well, what is it about that guitar that you like? What makes it the best? Well, honestly, I don't know, man. My fingers might be 3 inches long. I have small, little, tiny fingers, but I, for some reason, like big, huge, fat, chunky Gibson Les Paul necks. It really is on how it feels to you. It's not so much a brand thing. My favorite guitar was used for $260. I use it everywhere I go when I play out. It's my favorite. You can't even find them. It's a knockoff. It's a Kawasami, a Korean made guitar. So I can't say that, you know, Gibsons or ESPs are the best in the world, because to me, I haven't played one that is my favorite. I mean, maybe I played a couple, but when it comes down to it, it's about spending time with your guitar, making it yours, you know, customizing it to the way you want it to feel and the way you want it to sound. If you have a certain sound in mind, research that, dive into it. But unfortunately, I can't tell you what the best is because my best isn't yours. But thank you again for sticking around. I'm going to post some more videos and have more fun. And I'm planning on having a good friend of mine Come talk. Well, actually a couple of them, but he's got a lot of nice pieces. And he started with a Squire Strat, traded his way up to a couple Gibsons, a Fender, a Mesa Boogie. I mean, and he just traded and maybe threw a little bit of money on it. But yeah, this is going to be a good story. So have a good day.